Jada Pinkett Smith recently did a Red Table Talk episode about consent and the gray area of consent. And before she brought out her guests, Rumor Willis and Amber Rose, she spoke to her mom for a little bit about sexual situations that made them uncomfortable. And her mom admitted that she had a sexual situation with Jada's father many years ago that wasn't necessarily rape, but she really did not want to have sex with him at that moment. And she just kind of gave into it, but she didn't really go into detail. And I found it strange that they're so quick to throw Jada's father under the bus when it comes to consent and the gray area of consent. But nobody is discussing the fact that August Alsina was not able to consent to Jada Pinkett Smith. In my opinion, Jada Pinkett Smith raped August Alsina if we're going by the Me Too standards. Because August Alsina was a sickly boy. He was a sickly boy when Jada moved him into her house under the guise of trying to help him. She pretended like she wanted to be this mother figure and help him. And he came in with a sick toe. He came in with a sick leg. He had lupus. He had STDs. He had a sick tongue. He had a sick eye. You know, his mama, he had mommy issues, daddy issues. He had family members passing away. I mean, everything that could be wrong with a person was wrong with August Alsina, and he was very vulnerable. And Jada took advantage of him. And even though he said yes and he consented to the sexual relationship, was he really able to consent to a woman as powerful as Jada Pinkett Smith? I don't think so. I don't think so, because at the end of the day, if it was Will Smith that had moved in one of Willow's friends into the house and under the guise that he was going to help her with her emotional problems, and he was going to help her with a sick toe and a sick leg and her mommy issues and her daddy issues, and she had lupus and she had STDs and she had everything in the book wrong with her. And if Will Smith were to have sex with that young lady, he would be in jail right now, facing all kind of sex trafficking charges, coercion charges, Mann Act, all sorts of different allegations would be at him right now. So why is it that Jada feels comfortable enough to do a show about consent, but not address the fact that she molested August Alsina? And then they got him blackballed. So not only did she take advantage of a sickly boy, they got him blackballed to where the boy couldn't even work. And he has to take care of his nieces and nephews because his sister was murdered. So at the end of the day, I need for Jada Pinkett Smith to stop giving advice. Ever since she admitted to that entanglement with August, I never looked at her the same way. I always felt as though she is in no position to point fingers and in no position to talk about social issues until she comes to the Red Table Talk and admit that she was wrong for having a sexual relationship with August Alsina. Like I said before, she could have picked any man in Hollywood. She could have picked Tyrese. She could have picked Idris Elba. She could have picked any man to have sex with outside of Will Smith to where it wouldn't have been an issue. But she chose a sickly boy who was friends with Jaden. Do you understand that if Jada was a man, she'd be in jail right now? And I'm going based on the Me Too standards, because it was the Me Too feminists who said this was wrong. They say it doesn't matter if somebody consents. If somebody is younger and you're more powerful, it's rape. Isn't that what Me Too said? Or does it just apply to the men? Because in my eyes, if you're going to lock the men up for dumb shit, then you have to lock the women up, because women sexually harass too. Women molest too. And women take advantage of younger men as well. So, Jada Pinkett, I need you to shut the hell up And I need you to cancel the Red Table Talk because you're in no position to give any of us advice because you're a flawed woman yourself and you're in need of a lot of therapy before you can fix your mouth to tell us any goddamn thing and give us any kind of fucking advice. So shout out to Will Smith.